to share with you all and tell us the way forward in a very important emerging threat to anybody, any nation in the world, and that is cybersecurity. We've come to the end of the inaugural session, and it's my honor to propose a vote of thanks to our special guest first. And I would also recap 2 to 3 elements that all our guests spoke about. Probably that will be the core direction we have picked up from everyone's. General Rajesh Pant, uh, who is a stellar professional, as I have seen him in service, and we are very proud to have you here today, General Pant. He spoke about giving us a perspective at the truly macro level, what the threats are seen at the government level, at the international level, and the cyberspace that happens from international, that is global, to national sovereign levels. It's a great insight, and he went on to explain how the geopolitics of cybercrime would actually go into geoespionage. He also mentioned some important elements to pick, and that is the GIDS of China, which is an emerging threat. And we heard about deterrence, which I think first was spoken about by President Obama in his address sometime in 2018. We also are very proud to understand as to what is being done about it. I think the core content at the end was the reassurance that what the Prime Minister has set out to make cybersecurity a part of the integral warfare. I think the effort at the government level is truly in that direction, and one ends up listening to him with a lot of confidence and reassurance that every threat is not only known but being responded to, a direction which we are slowly gathering momentum in. I would also like to thank Mukesh Gupta, who's heading the National Cyber Agency. Wonderful to see a service officer actually understand the dynamics as to what we are doing. I think the 3 key elements he spoke about were elements of cognitive domains, future conflicts, and finally a word when he recapitulated what General Pant has said, an all-of-nation approach. I would also like to thank Mr. Vijay Varghya ji, कि जो दिशा आपने दिखाई, and for the examples that he drew from very simple and ordinary examples to what the nation would face, and he highlighted core issues that would add to our learnings. And finally, to Kushal Kaushik, it is wonderful to hear the other side of the story, and that is, I think, an insight that none of us really encounter with. We imagine, we understand, we read a lot, but I think down and under, what we need to pick up from him is how, why, and how does he approach the system, penetrate, disrupt, and correct. Rightly said by General Pant first in his initial remarks, something about ransomware. I used to wonder why it is called ransomware. It's very simple. It's a money-making device. You first decrypt and destabilize all the systems, follows a message like ransomware, you pay up and they'll tell you your files will be restored. They've clogged 20 of your files. They'll give you a sample. Here are 3 which we are correcting. Rest pay up and we'll correct. So I think that's great learning. I must thank our chairperson, Admiral Thavan, former Chief of Naval Staff, for delivering a welcome address and give us a guidance to launch these conferences with no other think tank in India probably engages it so far. I wish to thank our sponsors, Keysight, Sectrio, Malware Institute of Technology, Jaipur, RAN Infotech, and our media partners, Amit Kumar and of CN Coast. I also wish to acknowledge the support from the Financial Express, my very good friend sitting there, CNN and Rajya Sabha TV for covering the event. In the end, I wish to thank our friends and fraternity of the SAMDES, who always so generously come forward not only to chip in with their knowledge and other support, but also to help us hold workshops and conferences as we should move on the future. I would like to thank our August gathering here present and request you all to do so, join me with an applause. Thank you all.